watch where you're going.
You watch it, sailor.
Keep away from me, copper.
Early in 1942, the Japanese armies swept through the South Pacific towards the Australian mainland. They overran the Malay Peninsula and reached deep into the jungles of New Guinea. As a result, numbers of civilian planters and soldiers were formed into highly trained espionage teams by Allied headquarters in Australia. These men were directed into sabotage operations, deep behind enemy lines throughout the Pacific area. Much of their work must remain top secret. One of these groups may well have been called Spyforce.
Morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
Sir. Morning. How's the arm, Erskine?
Mustn't complain.
I've arranged for the medical section to give you a thorough going over this afternoon.
Thank you.
Do you have those photographs, Captain?
Sir?
You know this man, Harbour?
You know I do.
Yes. Your entrant in the high diving championship.
It was an accident.
I hope so. Tell him, Captain.
That man was Ian Scurry. He worked for this department.
He was smuggling drugs aboard the ship.
I know. I arranged the drugs for him.
You also arranged to have the two of us follow those two blokes.
I've worked with Scurry for months. He was onto the biggest operation in black market in the country.
Not black market, Captain. Treason.
Sir?
Treason. The drugs stolen by Scurry were for direct sale to the Japanese forces. They need penicillin as much as we do.
And Scurry knew this.
He organized it. I'm afraid his loyalties weren't entirely to this department. Money was too great a temptation for him.
So he was a double agent.
Right. And had to be dealt with.
I take it my part as your dupe is now complete.
Come now, Harbour. Don't be bitter. How much was he paid for that bag of drugs?
£8,000, sir. It was in the kit bag when Erskine delivered it.
8,000. Doesn't seem enough for the risks involved.
Money's tight these days, eh?
Harbour, in case Scurry's contact recognized you, you better keep under cover.
You're not well?
Getting better and better. See you?
The doctor's in the middle of a consultation.
Well, do you think you could take a look at this for me, please, sister?
I'm sorry, I'm not a nurse.
Sorry. You look like one.
I will tell the doctor you're waiting. Who referred you?
Stores department. Had an accident.
Stores department.
That's right.
But this whole building is a stores base, isn't it?
Right. But a stores base needs stores, right? Going home?
After I told the doctor you're here.
If you like to wait around a while, I'll buy you a drink.
No, thank you.
They do a very good beer down the local.
No doubt.
But you polish, are you?
No.
Helga, dear, where? Sorry.
Oh, yes. Come in, won't you?
They could probably do a scotch, too.
I'm sorry, I must go. A sick relative, you understand.
Yeah, sure. Have 'em from time to time myself.
What can I do for you?
Sore toe. She's a bit of all right, eh?
My sister.
Is she?
Oh, who else? Helga Wehrmacher. I'm Peter Wehrmacher. Oh, and a few stitches. How did you do it?
I fell on a bailing hook.
As if a bailing hook fell on you.
It was an accident.
Down. Work in the stores department, don't you?
That's right.
You seem to have a few accidents there. Guns, things like that.
People get careless.
None of my business.
Your sister, you said?
Yes.
None of my business.
Come over here, please. Take it easy for a few days. Give it time to heal together. I'll be careful to keep it clean. Infection. You understand?
Yeah, sure.
Holman, my wife. How is my wife?
She's well enough.
Can I speak to her?
Don't be ridiculous. I wouldn't be fool enough to keep her here with me.
How can I be sure she's all right?
You can't. Just do as I tell you and she'll be released.
All right. But I can't keep this up much longer.
Do try.
Piece of bottle of champagne, will you, fella?
Certainly, sir. Verve Clicquot.
Now, don't be ridiculous. Talk Australian. I want a bottle of champagne.
Verve Clicquot is a French product, sir. It's rather well known.
Yeah, that'll be fine.
Well, you see, sir, I was just having a little joke. There's no more stock coming into the country, and we only have a couple of dozen left.
That's your problem. Go and get us one.
But you see, it's very expensive. It's £14 a bottle.
Well, if you're running it on a special, I'll take 2 bottles.
You'll have to give me the money before I open them.
Listen, you just go and get the grog, right? How'd you say that? The name.
Verve Clicquot.
That's right.
Who's drinking Verve Clicquot?
We are. I bought you one. Sit down.
Oh, Verve Clicquot's a French
French, right?
And it's very expensive.
14 quid a bottle.
And I'm not prepared to pay 14
I'm
pounds.
shouting, all right?
What's the occasion?
It's my birthday.
Well, happy birthday.
Yeah? That will be £28, sir.
Hey, why didn't you...
Shut up. Keep the change.
Thank you, sir.
I'll do that, fella. Just get us a couple of glasses.
How come that you... How come you didn't return it?
What?
You know damn well what I'm talking about. How come you didn't return that money to Cato?
Why? Is it his?
No, but that's got nothing to do with it.
Well, why should I return it to him?
Well, you can't keep it.
Why not?
But it's not yours.
Look, he was a Jap agent, right?
Yeah, but what...
All right, then it's Jap money, and I've captured it, and it spoils the wool.
That's ridiculous.
You can call it what you like, fella. We got the lolly.
How much is that?
6,000. Your share's 3. You in?
After I've counted it.
Yeah, well, in that case, there's 9, and your share's 4.5.
Happy birthday.
You mustn't go out, dear. You know what the doctor said. I have to get in touch with Colonel Cato. I must. I've not heard from Peter for weeks now. Gretel, really, I've been in touch with the army. There is no Colonel Cato. He doesn't exist. There is, I know. I must see him. You must rest. But you don't understand. I'm much better now. Much better. It was hard enough stopping Dr. Richmond sending you to a home. You're not well. It's your nerves. They're after me. They already have your brother. No one is after you. Peter's gone, and you're having a perfectly normal reaction. Now come and lie down.
This feat of mystery and magic was last performed before the serried heads of European royalty. Consider yourself honored, my man.
All right, just take it easy. That's 14 quid a bottle, fella.
Have no worries. I shan't spill a drop. I guarantee it. And presto!
There's only one thing wrong.
What's that?
How are you going to drink it with a straw?
Never.
They do a very good beer here indeed.
Hello, is that...
Colonel Cato's office?
Please, it is urgent I speak with the Colonel.
Who's that?
Who's that calling, please?
What did you say? Sir.
Mein Mann hat mir gesagt, Sie anzurufen. Colonel Cato.
I'm sorry, I can't understand you.
You're my favourite, you know, Florrie.
Oh, you just say that. Not really.
What about it?
Oh, I'd love to go with you. Like last night?
Yeah? Did you?
I don't know. I was a bit squiffy.
You played up a bit.
Oh, I didn't.
Remember the can-can?
Oh, not on the dance floor.
It was as good as you'd see in Paris.
Oh, I'm just a Lucy. You'll pick me up? What about the petrol ration?
Oh, I've got some spare coupons.
We might run out of petrol somewhere.
That's what I had in mind.
Oh, Harold, you are awful. Oh, just a minute, love. Sim, I'm talking to my fella.
Please, it's important I use...
Oh.
Who's there?
Oh, I don't know, love. Some riffo, Sheila.
You're sure of that?
German. She broke into German.
German.
It was German, sir.
Get onto the switchboard. We need a list of all those holding our number. There should be a release list out each week. We'll check every name. Contact Pollock and get him in here.
Yes, sir. Sounds like a long night.
I'm afraid so. You'd better put the kettle on.
Got anything in mind for this evening?
You could say so.
Proust!
Hey?
Marcel Proust. He wrote Sodom and Gomorrah. Fine writer. Very fine writer indeed.
Yeah.
Order.
Would you like something to eat?
Eat! What do you suggest? Meat pie and ambrosia? I am going home to bed. Read brav stuff. Hold my mind. Thank you, Erskine, for your half of the birthday party. Hello.
Say, yeah. Improve his mind. Would you like some dinner?
Restaurants have such poor food. I have some steak at home, if you're fond of meat.
Here, right now.
She's still very well. I only have your word for that. That's right. Here, take these. Penicillin. You're going to perform a little experiment for us. Where did you get it? From the serum laboratory. Someone must have seen you.
So what? I am, after all, head of the serum laboratory. If I want to take some, I do.
It's useless. Warm. It's been heated. I know that.
I've gone to a great deal of trouble to ensure that the refrigeration plant at the laboratory doesn't do its job.
So it's useless.
It depends on one's attitude. To my friends in the Nazi Party, it's most useful.
You mentioned an experiment.
A soldier, a wounded soldier. No doubt he would appreciate treatment with such a new wonder drug.
It could kill him.
One hopes so. I'm supposed to be the greatest pathologist that this country's ever produced. Second to Howard Florey. I could have won a scholarship to Oxford, studied with Fleming, except for Florey.
I see.
Quite possibly. But the Nazis have recognized me as the greatest pathologist. Second to none. When the war is over, I shall be rewarded.
I hope so.
This penicillin is rancid. It should kill. The party has decided that it is to be sent to the Allied field hospitals for treatment of the wounded. We have nearly 2 million doses in store, just like this.
I won't do it.
You will, you know. We have your wife.
How do I know that? I haven't seen her since I was transferred from New Guinea back to Australia.
And who do you think arranged for the transfer? I have a number of influential friends. We also have your wife. Either you carry out the experiment as I have outlined, or I shall. And I'm certain you know who I shall use as my patient.
There can't be many more.
Huh?
How many German-speaking people have our phone number?
Nearly 40, sir.
Can you get your men onto it tonight?
Yes, sir.
You'd better go after the most likely ones yourself.
Tonight. No rest for the wicked.
I sincerely hope not.
You enjoyed the meal?
It was great. What's the matter?
Sick relative, remember?
Your mum? Huh?
Sister-in-law. She's under sedation.
Why?
Her husband lost in the war. She's in shock.
Should be in hospital.
Oh, no, she must stay here. Otherwise, she would return to her home.
So what?
Well, the doctors say she mustn't go there yet. They're worried about the effect on her seeing the house. She's very depressed. Not quite normal, you understand.
Are you?
Completely.
You married?
No. No one is expected here. Stay here.
Let him knock.
Stay here and keep out of sight. What is it? What do you want?
I wonder if I could have a word with you.
Well, I've never heard of that unit.
It's very important. Is Mrs. Vermar in?
Yes. You'd better come in. How did you know it was my sister-in-law?
Does she speak German?
Dutch.
French?
I beg your pardon?
Oh, it doesn't matter. Could I see Mrs. Vermar?
Oh, well, she's asleep. It is nearly midnight.
Yes, I know.
Would you like a cup of tea?
Only if you're making one.
Oh, yes, I always make a cup of tea at midnight.
Look, I'm sorry. If I could see Mrs. Vermar?
Oh, what is it in connection with?
Early tonight we had a phone call, about 8 o'clock. Someone who spoke Dutch. Demanded to speak to my commanding officer.
That would be Colonel Cato?
That's right.
I tried to contact him. The army say he doesn't exist.
So it was your sister-in-law?
Oh, she's not been at all well, not since she got the news.
What news?
I'll make some tea.
It's very good.
It is a forgery.
Of course. You got someone watching the house?
Yes, sir.
I'll go and see Mrs. Vermar myself in the morning.
That telegram, it couldn't be genuine, could it?
No. Check with Army records tomorrow. Find out who Peter Vermar is and where he's stationed.
Oh, I could meet you at the pub tonight.
That's all? Good?
Well, I don't know what shift I'm on.
Forget about tonight. There's a weekend coming up. I have a friend who could lend us a holiday flat at Manly.
7 miles from Sydney and 1,000 miles from Cairo. Huh? Finish late, start early.
You! Telephone me on Thursday.
Just a moment. I'm dressing.
Colonel Cato, Miss Vermar.
Delighted, my dear.
Mrs. Vermar's in her room.
We'll wait.
I'm afraid she won't come out. But she does this sometimes. The doctor said it takes time.
Where?
In there.
Mrs. Vermar, this is Colonel Cato. Open the door, please. Captain.
Charles' place, sir.
Duntroon trains its sons well. Sir? Well, Captain,
Well, sir, she couldn't have got past my men.
when did you see your sister-in-law last?
Just before he came round last night. She was asleep.
Careful, sir.
I'd like a list of all her friends in Sydney. Anyone whose name she's mentioned.
Why? What's going on?
She obviously didn't break into her room and then remove herself. We must find her.
I'll call the police.
You will do nothing of the sort.
You can't order me round.
Mrs. Vermar is involved in a matter of national security, and it's my job to find her. With your help, I can do it faster than the police.
But I don't know any of her friends. My family always lived in New Guinea, and I've been away at university. I knew nothing of all this until Dr. Richmond asked me to look after Gretel.
Who is Dr. Richmond?
Psychiatrist, sir. Does some work for us. A1 security.
Start with him. Don't worry, we'll find your sister-in-law.
Helga?
Yes?
Hurry up. Keep an eye on her. She damn near blew the whole thing.
I have the police report, sir, on the piece of glass broken in Mrs. Vermeer's window.
Did they find any identifiable fingerprints?
Mm-hmm.
Mullins, shopbreaker, breaking into specialist, minus standover man.
Captain?
Lieutenant?
That's our kidnapper, I think, Captain. Any idea where we can pick him up, Lieutenant?
Well, he's not in the services, sir. Medical reasons. Duodenal ulcer.
No doubt. A lot of worries in his profession.
Yes. But at the moment, he's working as a wardman in Sydney Hospital.
At least tell me why. Peter, what has happened to him?
He's helping the party.
Private Alan Gray, wounded in action in New Guinea. Correct? Well, Private Gray, we're going to try an injection of penicillin. Penicillin is a new drug. It is antibacterial in nature, and it fights the bacteria that sets up disease in wounds, thus making them heal quicker. Do you understand?
Army report, sir. The only trace I have of Peter Vermeer is as a doctor. He moved to this building 3 months ago.
Did you know about the department?
No, things were a stores base with hospital facilities.
Come on.
Anaphylactic shock. It must have been too much for him. He was allergic and...
Dr. Vermeer, where is your wife? Lieutenant, door, I think. Why don't we discuss your wife and any other things you might find it interesting to tell us?
Mullins, sure, he used to work here. Pretty tough type. We had to put him on mortuary duty. He left soon after that. Got a better job, he said. Maintenance man down in a warehouse, down in Kin Street, I think.
Any idea which warehouse?
You've seen one, you've seen them all. Cooper's, I think it was.
Thanks a lot.
No trouble, sport.
Dr. Vermeer, yesterday I received a telephone call. I know it was from your wife. She spoke to my secretary in Dutch. We were unable to translate what was said, but we do know that she disappeared. Today you experimented on a patient with penicillin. That patient died. And I do know the enemy has been trying to obtain penicillin for some time. The first shipment of Australian-made penicillin leaves for our field hospitals tomorrow night. Yes, that may surprise you. But you will not be in a position to pass on that information. I have no intention of releasing you, Doctor.
It's an accident. The man died of an anaphylactic shock. I'm a respected doctor. You can't keep me here.
We can start at the beginning. A telegram was delivered to your wife advising her of your death in action. Did you send it?
It was a mistake. Someone made a mistake.
You could say so. I'm sorry, Doctor, but it looks like things are going to be a little warm for you.
What about...
What are you doing? This is as bad as Europe.
Quiet! There's no place in the right for weakness. Drop it. Don't try it.
I was told they had my wife. If I didn't do what they asked...
Who are they?
The Nazi Party. Now, they have people here. Hallman.
Hallman, the head of a serum laboratory.
It was he who gave me the penicillin. Unless it is refrigerated, it turns toxic. That's what happened to that patient.
Yes. Yes, Lieutenant. I'll be right down. Tell him to wait. You can see your wife if you sign a statement. She's safe. Charlie.
Sir,
My office, thank you, Captain.
She was only a kid.
She was a trained member of Hitler Youth and she trained here in Australia. What have you done about that?
Nothing.
Get on with it, Captain.
No.
I beg your pardon.
I wish to apply for a transfer, sir.
So do I at times. Don't talk rubbish.
Rubbish? I didn't join the army to shoot young girls. It's all right for you sitting over there on your bloody great seat. I've got a kid sister that old.
And I have an 83-year-old aunt. Since neither of them is a devout Nazi, I think our relative's hardly relevant to the issue.
Now, you look here.
Quiet! I've seen your report on the incident. Refresh your own memory. When you entered the warehouse, what was Mullins about to do?
Shoot Mrs. Vermar.
Right. And where was the innocent Helga?
With him.
Obviously well aware of his intentions.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. She was quite happy about the imminent death of her own sister, and even after you called upon her to give up, she tried to kill you too.
Well, she...
Is that true, or is it not?
It's true.
Is there anything else you wish to discuss with me?
The girl. She was sick.
Of course. So is Hitler. Unfortunately, there aren't enough psychiatrists in the world to cure all the Nazis. Until there are, your methods are quite satisfactory to this department. There'll be no transfer.
Listen, fella, I want to talk to you. Get out! I see.
You see nothing, Erskine.
Now, listen, he just killed a friend of mine, she told me.
He killed an enemy agent. You wouldn't have an enemy agent for a friend, would you?
Just a minute.
I haven't the time right now, Erskine. Erskine, there's a job you might like to handle.
Not me. I'm on sick list, remember?
You're not too sick to try and knock Captain Pollock into the middle of next week.
In my own time, right?
Maybe. You will go to Pacific Vistas, an apartment building in the Corso at Manly. Have you heard of Dr. Henry Holman?
Everybody's heard of Dr. Henry Holman.
He is to be captured and brought to this office, preferably alive and in absolute secrecy. He has influential contacts in the government and must not be given the chance to create a scandal.
Well, Holman's a top dog in medicine, right?
That's the one. If it's any consolation to you, he's the one who led your lady friend down the primrose path.
Pacific Vistas. Dr. Holman?
away! That bastard!
I really think it's disgraceful. I've a good mind to go and see the captain about this. After all, it is a ladies' captain.
Stand up.
Look out, Chairman.
You can't come.
Radio. You got a radio?
There.
I'm looking for a bloke. He's about,
Passengers aren't allowed on this deck.
Look, mate, all I'm trying to do is to
Will you clear the deck? Understand? Well, you understand?
Yeah. Yeah, sorry, mate.
Very wise, Captain. Now bring her around slowly to port. We don't want to upset the passengers too soon. Extra pumpsick. U-boat 49. Kommen Sie wahr, bitte. Keep her heading due east, Captain.
Something funny?
This is an historic occasion. First time a ferry's met a U-boat at sea. You should be honored.
You won't get away with it. The Navy...
Won't know about it till I'm well away.
We're heading out to sea. You there, you boy. Huh? Snap to it. Get your hair cut. Where does the captain think he's going?
Dunno, never said.
Insolence. I'll see about this.
She's an inspiration to the Women's Committee.
She is.
Keep a sharp lookout, Captain. 5 minutes should do it.
Now, see here, you. Are you both drunk?
A slight course change, madam. The harbour boom made it necessary.
Oh, rubbish. I demand you turn the ship around. Oh!
Right, I'm sitting.
There you. I'll have you know that I am president of the Ladies' Aid to Distress the Seamen Society. Most commendable. Now keep quiet.
Keep her heading, Captain.
Britannia,
I said
Britannia,
shut up.
away. Britannia, oh!
That's it. The first shipload of penicillin got away this evening.
That's all right.
Erskine, Lamar told me how much was paid for the penicillin. I can take the balance out of your wages.
Lovely. It was 50-50, Edo.
But not win or lose. Now drink up. I'm buying.